This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show.
Good afternoon, my nieces and nephews. It is me, Uncle Iroh, here to give you more tea advice. Spill the tea. Spill it. Spill it, my Zuko.
Zuko, shut the f*** up. Drink this tea.
Damn it, I have to censor it now. Try another phrase.
Shut the f*** up and drink this tea.
Shut up! Uncle! There's no time to be spilling the tea!
Uncle, stop cussing!
Zuko!
You're such a
Zuko,
bitch.
I watched Belle. It was mediocre. Hello, everybody. My name's Mayhem.
I'm Jitsu.
I'm Mayhem. I'm Duke.
you're-
Why are we introducing ourselves? It was a part one.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh, damn it.
So that was a fucking lie.
I do it every time because
I keep forgetting to ask you.
yeah.
Because like every time I do ask you, it's like, no, it is a
No,
part
you're
one.
good to ask the question. You're good to ask the question.
Why did we watch this?
You wanted to watch this.
You actually, that was your request.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's very weird. The more you watch it, the less you enjoy it.
Weirdly enough, I
watched it
didn't.
3 times. This is your 3rd time watching
This is
it.
my 4th time.
I
Fourth
didn't
time watching
stop enjoying it until I started watching in Japanese. I just didn't care.
Nah, okay. So
That was my thought.
So that wasn't the issue. My issue was actually just I don't know. I know that it wasn't because we watched in the sub this time.
No, my issue is I don't like the Japanese. No.
I'll never forgive the Japanese. Oh my god.
They created JoJo and then it was all downhill from there.
So what year was that?
What?
The Japanese committed several hundreds of war crimes that they don't talk about.
So did America.
No, that's not when the problem started. No,
Except
it
we
was
do
JoJo.
talk about
It was JoJo.
America still does war crimes.
Japan committed so many war crimes. One of them was called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But yeah, so we
The other one was the Digimon movie.
Oh god. So now Jinsu, this is the best case scenario for you because we're done with the weirdest trilogy to ever be a trilogy.
It took us like all year
Yes.
to get here.
It's called
Partially-
scheduling.
Yeah, I know. It's partially because of the fact that, like, it's like, hey, you guys want to do this? Like, no, we have to do this because schedule. And it was like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, this is more important.
And then sometimes it's like, actually, I don't want to do that, so we're not going to do this.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes it was just, I don't want to watch it.
No.
Oh, okay. I think Digimon movie was one where it was like, I don't want to watch it right now. And then it's like the week before you had to edit it, it was like, okay, we got to watch it now.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should.
Fine.
So, quickly talking about Belle. So this one actually has
Spoilers.
non-spoiler. I will say the art, visuals, and all that kind of stuff looks amazing. The soundtrack, the songs, absolutely amazing. I have at least I have the first song that shows up in the movie. I have that on my playlist that I listen to all the time and I love.
And I don't get why.
It's good. It's a good song.
Yeah,
No,
that would be
I'm
my
just
thoughts. Of like, art's pretty good here and there. Of like, only problem is honestly the CGI. Music pretty good. Of like, it's not bad. Like it's
Stop saying
out of
good.
the context of the movie. It's really good.
Stop saying good.
Music is honestly pretty shit. I would say I fucking hate it.
Goes full 180.
Can't think of any other words to
Honestly,
describe
Belle is
something
kind
good
of just a
besides
dumb
good.
cumster.
I'm just gonna shit on it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I got 1,000 more words to say negatively than positively.
Kind of a skank, and
Jesus Christ!
Okay. Anyways,
Wait.
so my non-spoiler thoughts would have to be: this is just Beauty and the Beast internet drama.
With Beauty and the Beast internet, high school anime story.
Beauty and the Beast internet drama.
It doesn't even.
Okay,
end-
no. Teenage Beauty and the Beast internet drama.
Yeah,
So it like doesn't matter.
Teenage Beauty and the Beast
It, like
got
the-
Keystar on call.
internet drama.
Like I don't know how else to elaborate on it. Like it's like there's these characters who are sad and they know each other and they also kind of interact with each other in the VR world, but they don't know that they interact with each other in the VR world.
There's Keemstar here. We got Belle here on call with us. So tell us about your new fling with the Beast.
Yeah, and then the worst
Hangs
thing,
up.
the worst thing that can happen, to you in this VR world is that you get doxxed.
Doxed. Literally
That's
doxed.
That's the worst thing that happens to you. And it's not even like you get doxxed, it's just your character avatar gets removed and what you actually look like is just there.
Is actually there. So instead of like the
Which is really weird.
wolf person that you chose to make yourself, it turns into an actual like 300-pound person.
Yeah. Or some emo kid.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird
The
that
13-year-old.
that's actually a small plot line in like Sword Art Online's first season, and they handle it better.
Yeah, where they just
like-
where everybody like sees themselves as like what they created or whatever, but then they get
Yeah.
revealed as their actual version.
It was so funny seeing the little girls turn into old men.
Yeah.
What was it? There was the line from the abridged version of it, like, "Hey, you're not this age, and you're not a girl. I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with it.
And, even better, the line from the guy who's supposed to make the game of just like, and now you all see that you're all relatively attractive high school age people. Huh? Good for you for bringing up the average.
Yeah.
Except for you, fatty. Thanks for bringing it down.
Oh! It's so funny when it's just like, we're gonna make it what you actually look like. The same! But yeah, so Belle, like, yeah, it's like, after viewing it multiple times now, I will say the impact of the story and knowing the the twist that happens, the quote-unquote twist that happens, it actually, like, lessens my enjoyment of the movie, I will say.
What?
What is
The twist.
the twist at the end?
Yeah,
Wait,
What
why
was the
is
twist?
exactly.
Abuse?
The boy suffered from abuse
Yeah, that's the
From who?
twist. From his dad.
from his dad.
Father.
That's the twist.
That's the twist. That's the reveal twist.
The reveal
What?
twist
It's
is
child
that
abuse.
That's the Beast. Yeah,
Because, like,
that's
'cause the
over from
entire-
but they never.
because they had all the candidates. Remember?
Because there was the whole, like, they were interviewing a bunch of different people that they were thinking was the Beast, but then in actuality they found the actual person who it was.
They didn't even hint towards that. Like I had no idea.
Like, that's the thing. That's why, like, it's so, like, that's why you're, like, the first couple times through, you're just, like you're just, like, what is this movie? Like, what is this? Like, you get, like, kind of, like, trying to think about, like, everything that was happening. But then when you actually, like, finally, like, know it 100%, you know, everything that they wanted you to know, and you go, wow, that was terrible.
I feel like the writers were just like, let's make a teenage rom-com, but like in the VR world.
Yeah, and like, it just gave
quick
them
question.
excuses to have, like, some great art. Like, I will say, anytime you're looking at this movie, it's
A
great.
quick question: why is it that the ultimate punishment is basically the Doc's gun instead of the permaban hammer?
Instead of the permaban hammer.
Right, or
wouldn't that be an
the-
actual thing that some websites have of like your punishment for breaking our rules is your permaban?
You're
Ralph,
banned. You're not allowed here anymore because that's the whole fucking point.
Instead of you're still allowed to go around, but for a few minutes people get to see your face.
people know what you actually look like.
And I'm gonna
Wow.
guess it's only a few minutes, considering at the end that whole
It-
thing
it
of
goes
like
back.
somebody gets hit by the gun, and what happens? They transform for a few minutes
and that just
and
gets
then
back.
transform back.
Yeah. So it's
Unless
it
that's
doesn't
the
make any
influence
sense.
of whales.
It's so weird, but it's like, Ralph, what is that? The hammer of what was it called again? Damn it! Of like discipline, the hammer of discipline. Do you live in a cave?
I fucking love Ed and Eddie.
Oh my god! But it's so this one, I think it finally did what the guy who did the Digimon movie and Summer Wars. They finally hit the mark of what they wanted the VR world to be, but then they couldn't figure out a proper story that didn't have like some weird reveals. It's like the storytelling was like, it was very like it wasn't flowing
It felt
properly.
very loosely put together.
Yeah, that like you can technically take a bunch of scenes and mix them up, and you would still get the same exact movie.
This is
Yeah.
if Ralph Broke the Internet was a passionate musical, and that's it.
Musical, yeah. And it's like even,
It's the worst insult I could give it. It's like Ralph Breaks the Internet.
that
The worst
movie.
insult I could give it.
I
Yeah.
didn't even watch that movie, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Don't. No. How'd you do that?
Ralph punched your mic. You didn't watch my shitty sequel?
Basically, just imagine Disney making the internet child friendly.
That's what it is. I feel like this, as well as like so many other movies, just show
They kind of
there's
came out.
so many there's so many like creators of movies and shows that have never actually seen the internet.
Or like they experience the internet in such a unique way that they just full on like in a very safe manner, like a very safe and on rails experience.
Very
So that
on surface.
Yeah.
Surface level.
yeah, they don't go underneath. They don't see the rest of the iceberg like
It's
at
like,
all.
wow,
Yeah.
you can connect with people here. Oh, these kinds of people connected with each other.
Oh, they started. How is there not like like nations inside this VR world? Like it's all one utopia, but in actuality there would be like clans and warring and all that kind of shit.
And also the VR world, whenever this studio tries to come up with like a VR world or like the digital world type of thing, it's always the same like open empty void of like, and then
Utopia.
like there's like data flying around here and there, but it's always the same void and the characters are always just flying around in that void.
Once
Yeah, they
again,
just
I
fly.
think that is the problem with a lot of like whenever you have like virtual internet world in any media, Western or Eastern, does not matter. They always portray it the same way of this massive void of basically nothing, where it's like, look, that's kind of a thing that happened like 20 years ago, and it's like, okay, this movie was made when 2019. Why are we talking about stuff that happened 20 years ago?
Why does the Matrix have a better grasp of the internet 40 years or whatever
Yeah.
years before?
And like there are certain like internet things that happen that like even the best part, best tiny detail in the Matrix movie is the Oracle. She's like a program in the Matrix, and when Neo goes to see her, she hands him a plate of cookies. He has to accept cookies in order to interact with her.
That's great.
It's the greatest detail
That's
ever.
great.
Yeah, I feel like Matrix is probably one of the only good like VR world movies.
Because that's what it is
like,
technically.
plots.
So that's actually what we're going to be talking about next.
So that's what this has been leading up to. We're gonna watch
The Matrix.
the Matrix trilogy, the original Matrix trilogy.
It has nothing to do with literally anything we've actually been doing
But
recently.
in order to get to Matrix, first we have to watch Code Lyoko.
I don't even know what that
First,
is.
you have to watch Bill and Ted.
Oh hell yeah!
I'd be down
We
for
just completely flip like what we're doing, and the theme is Keanu Reeves.
Everything
Yeah.
from now on is a Keanu Reeves movie.
We start watching John Wick.
So
that. Yeah, then
anyway,
after that's John Wick.
I finally
now
saw
for-
the
now
first
for
one recently.
Constantine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, guys,
how
what
was the violence? Did you like it?
It was really
it was
good.
really good.
And I have I have 3 more movies of that I have to watch because I've never seen a John Wick movie before, and I've just only watched the first one, and I have 3 more, and they're making a 5th one. Did you know what they said that would happen? That would determine if they were making a 5th one or not.
What?
The Keanu Reeves and the director being on a plane ride to Japan and having a bottle of whiskey. And if they could come up with an idea between the like on the flight, they'll make a 5th one. And they did. They did.
I love that.
It's the greatest thing ever.
I love I watched a video essay a long time before watching John Wick about how to make a character actually like scary and like how to make a character who's like you don't know anything about him but you want to know more about him.
And
So
like
you have-
everybody else
so
knows
you-
about it.
so yeah, but everyone else in the world knows about him. So you just have those characters talking about him. You just have those characters talking about why he's so scary, what he can do, what he's done,
That
the reason why you are fucked.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's entirely the reason I loved that watching John Wick. Of just the moment in John Wick of just like why is it that you hate my son? He killed John Wick's dog,
Oh.
and just the 2-minute sequence of him just walking down as all the color is drained from his face as he's just fuck.
And then the police officer that like frequents John Wick's neighborhood is just like, "Hey, John, you working again?"
Yeah, dude. No, I think that's like when they ask John Wick that they're like other assassins.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are other assassins who are like, "You working again?
Yeah.
You working?"
Yeah.
You starting up your thing again? Says the assassin
Yeah.
in fear.
I can't wait to watch the next one.
But that
So anyway,
that kind of
Constantine.
relates a lot to Constantine. It was a good movie, but it was a terrible adaptation.
Awful.
But
But I remember
like
Devil being
what you
insane.
kind of brought up, Jinsu, with the having other people talk about a character, John Wick does it right.
Belle does it wrong.
Belle does it wrong because like they're trying to set up the beast, or like in the Japanese version they call him Dragon, but like and like refer to him and like they call him Beast as like a derogatory
they
thing.
use the word Ryu. I heard Ryu.
Yeah, Dragon.
mentioned-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned this when we did the part 1 of the actual title for Belle.
Yeah.
Let me pop it up.
But it's
But yeah, they were. It feels like they were trying to set him up, but they wanted to set him up, but they just didn't. And
They
were kinda-
spent more time giving us candidates for who he could be instead of showing us how intriguing his personality is and how dangerous he is and all that kind of stuff.
And
It just kept
also-
showing like it showed like an artist guy who was like faking someone else's death, a random fat lady. And like it was a bunch of like those
baseball
random
player.
baseball player, yeah. That was like he might have a dark history. Blah, blah, blah.
No,
No,
just play fucking baseball.
he just played baseball. What's the title? What is the title?
It's the Dragon and the Freckled Princess.
The Dragon and the Freckled Princess.
Wait, is that like the translated name of it?
Because like she technically has freckles, yes, but like in the VR world they're stylized, so it's like
Strongest Rivals, the movie.
the strongest rivals, the singer and the fighter.
Now that I look at it, he does look more like a dragon than he does a beast.
Yeah.
And
It's-
that's
that's what we were trying to figure out the first time we were watching it. We were trying to figure out what he was because he was like such a chimera. He looks like a wolf bull demon thing.
Which once
Yeah.
you say that, Japanese dragon.
Japanese dragon.
Yeah, no, it's
what
the
they
thing.
always call like the demon dragon or something.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it's exactly like the moment you describe like all those different creatures mashed together. That's exactly what dragons look like in like a lot of Japanese folklore.
But in the English version, they just call him Beast, because they wanted to make it a
Beauty and the Beast.
or in Jinsu's case.
Booty and the Beast.
Yeah.
That's just a funny name. That's just a funny name to.
If I had to give a non-spoiler thought of this movie, of like it's good, but don't rewatch it and be like going in like critically analyzing it. Otherwise, you go like first viewing, oh, this is nice. Second viewing, some problems. Third viewing,
It's like
shouldn't have watched this in Japanese.
it's like
is your
if-
third thought.
it's like reheating the pizza.
Reheat it once, you're fine. Reheat it twice. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like
reheat it a third time. It's burnt.
It's like you bring home the pizza. It's like great. You have a slice. You put it in the fridge. You bring it back out. You put it in the You put it in the oven to heat it back up. You have it. It's less fine. Put it back in the fridge. Take it out. Put it in the oven. Have a slice. Oh god, this is starting to get bad.
That is a perfect equivalent, especially because it's like what maniac goes in and reheats a pizza, puts it back in the fridge, and then reheats it again.
Someone who's trying to
A sociopath. Mayhem, leave. If you ever do that, I want you to leave immediately.
It's just because our oven is weird.
Please tell me you've never done that.
No, I haven't.
Good. I was about to say,
I just like to make you fear enough.
you scared the fuck out of me for a moment.
Good.
When you said that, of just like, our oven is weird. Please, for the love of God,
Yeah,
don't say that this story is coming from experience.
No. It's. I will say it does have a guest on, like because the story's Beauty and the Beast.
It's beauty.
If you don't know-
what? There you go. I'm gonna summarize the story real quick. I'm gonna summarize the story.
Fuck you.
It's Beauty and the Beast, except it ends with abuse.
Except with instead of romance, it's child abuse. That we find out that the Beast is an abused child, and Belle and all of her friends have to figure out where they are, and to find him and his little brother to save him from their abusive dad. That's the story. And the Gaston is there, but he's not in love with Belle. He keeps threatening Belle so he's Gaston. Schmodney.
But the story is basically just Beauty and the Beast, where it's like oh, my mother is dead. Is like, wait, even in Beauty and the Beast, the mother's dead. Wait a minute.
That always happens. Yeah, mothers are.
Remember in live action when they made up that a plot point?
That like
Did
she
you watch live
died.
action?
She died in the Revolutionary War. Wasn't that what it was?
No, she died of the plague.
Oh, That was happening during then?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, no, like they made that a plot point. It's weird when
No,
you
it
do
didn't.
beauty.
It was the 1300s. The French
Yeah.
Revolution happened in the 1700s. What the fuck?
I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, no, her mother died of the plague, a whole thing. And
No,
it's like,
no. In Belle, the mother died saving a child from a flooding river,
what a dumbass.
and everybody called, and like all of like the comments or
Stupid
whatever
for abandoning our children.
that like you hear like disembodied voices talking how the mother is an idiot for sacrificing herself for not her child, and it's just like holy shit. I think the main character even she even understands.
My mom abandoned me.
No, and like
At first, that was her thought.
at first she does that, but then she like over the time like we see her like getting over the grieving.
She saved a kid.
But in her grieving, she also gave up the whole singing thing that she wanted to do, and
I'm gonna say this right now. When it came to that entire plot with the mom, they used that as the reasoning of like that's why she wants to save the kids towards the end. No. I'm sorry, no.
she wants to save abused kids because they're abused because of no other reason, because they're abused.
No, not just that. And I'm gonna say this right now. It was also just generally stupid because the entire time you think that has to be connected to the main plot. You hear that story and it's like, oh, is it gonna turn out that the kid that was saved was like the boy that she likes at school, or that it's the guy who is the Beast? No. That kid never shows up.
No, like
It's just a kid that was saved at some point.
like when we were first watching that, I actually thought that kid was going to end up being the Beast.
I thought he was gonna be something. I thought the kid was gonna be something. Like I thought, like at the very
Or at
least,
least
it was
what-
gonna turn out to be like her friend,
Or like her friend or love interest or anybody. No,
the kid with the kayak. If it had been him, I would have been fine.
there's so many things that happen in this that could have just been cut out, and the movie would be half its length.
Yeah, no, just Jesus Christ. And so I can hear your videos playing.
Jadezo. Jadezo.
You don't want to
You know why
I
you
was gonna
watch
say, I wasn't gonna mention it until like the one white dude passed by. I was like, wait a minute. But
Wait, why? Just kidding. Chop.
anyway, when it comes to this movie, basically it's that whole thing of like her mother died, can't sing, goes in to a virtual world, begins to sing, and during one of her concerts, this beast shows up, starts messing shit up, and she gets really curious about it, so she looks into it and finds out there's all these different theories about who he is.
Especially one about this kid who looks really depressed. Wonder.
Anyway, she goes through like trying to connect to him. Almost feels like a romance at that point of like, oh, I gotta find out more about him.
My kids are growing up without a mother, but they're still happy. Meanwhile, shows the two most traumatized looking children you've ever seen.
after they've lost their mother.
Yeah, no,
We're very happy.
yeah, but sees that whole thing, and so it's basically like it looks like this whole romance of like, oh, look at her loving the beast, and connects with the beast after finding his castle, and
How do you hide a castle in internet world?
I don't know, you go into incognito mode,
Incognito, yep.
but you didn't check the left wing of the castle. Black light for days. Anyway.
How else are you supposed to get a light show in here?
But she sees him, and meanwhile, the entire time, like, the essentially police force of the internet is hunting him down, and it ends up that she finds out who he is, and after finding out who he is, he goes into hiding, and so the only way to bring him back is through a song that she only sang to him.
And his
So-
little brother.
And his little brother. Which also barely matters the plot, but anyway.
It's like most of the things that actually like happen between her and the Beast is mainly because of
You
the little
could-
kid.
You could cut 15 characters, and it would not matter.
Yeah, they're like half the movie.
Oh my god, I hate to say, the one that did a cast of characters that actually matter better
Summer Wars.
was Digimon.
What? It's Digimon. It's Digimon. It's a Pokemon.
No, I was also just gonna say,
Attempt.
like, Summer Wars also did it kind of shit of, like, you could cut out 15 family members and nothing would have changed.
Well, I think there was exactly 15 family members.
Cut out the kids, nothing changes. Cut out the aunts, nothing changes. Cut out most of the uncles, nothing changes.
Well, then the number goes down at the end.
it's really hard to talk about the plots of these movies because all of the characterization and all the things that you like about these types of stories are like very subtle, small details that get passed over very, very quickly in these movies. And like you see moments of characters, like there's the aunt who really liked or who was always watching baseball. Yeah, it was like her son playing or
in
something.
Star Wars, yeah.
And it was like the soul is in like the small itty bitty details where characters are just doing small things. So it's like, how the fuck do we even explain this plot to you guys?
Yeah, that's why it's literally the only
I'll
thing we
say-
can really say is just Beauty and the Beast. That's all
We
we
got-
can say.
We got those compliments for the past movie. This one doesn't have that.
Yeah.
This one doesn't really have that. Like, you go to each of the minute characters. Okay, the best friend character. What's her whole thing? She's basically the promoter of her.
Her
And
producer.
She's her producer. And what's one of her character details? She has a crush on one of her teachers. Gross. That's it.
Yeah.
That's her entire character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
actually
Go
don't
to
remember
We skipped
okay,
over it.
Next
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Go to Kayak Boy. What's his character trait?
Kayak.
He likes kayaks. And whenever a girl says, "Hey, I'm rooting for you in the next game," he thinks that means they have a crush, leading to his very important story arc of discovers that the popular girl has a crush on him.
Wow.
End of his story.
End.
End of his story.
It feels like they could have put these they could have put more not more thought into these characters, but have these characters
Souls.
have more screen time.
It has screen time
Have
and
more,
soul.
Have more screen time and a little bit more development. It feels like these characters are introduced and it's like, okay, these are really interesting characters. I'm actually very like, okay, kayak guy, cool. You know, producer best friend, cool. Silent love interest, cool.
the ants.
The ants, the ladies, are those the ladies that she does practices music with? The old ladies.
They're-
The old ladies
they're-
that she does practice with.
They
essentially-
volunteer at the community center, and her mom also volunteered there, so obviously they became all friends and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
so-
when that happens, I always consider like that's family. So
Right. But like,
so that's why I say the ants.
it feels like a
Insects.
lot of the screen time is pointed towards the wrong thing. It feels like it feels
Yeah.
like the movie is about like, look how pretty this is, instead of look at these characters who are doing interesting things.
It very much focuses more on the world and not the characters.
And the world isn't even that impressive either.
It looks good. It looks good in like one shot frame,
Right.
but that's only one shot frame of an
And-
entire movie.
And then the
Long take.
CGI.
And then and then the VR world is purely in CGI. So like some things are like at like a weird frame rate. I think.
yeah.
Summer Wars did that better.
So because Summer Wars did it all
the
in,
stuff they did with CGI was actually a lot better.
because it was
when
like
compared.
the place, the space that they were in was CG, but the characters were present,
yeah,
and only like
3D environment.
and only like when the monster became big did it actually become.
Do you ever see that? I see this, and it reminds me of like that clip from a regular show of where Benson fell down a flight of stairs, and they're like, "Benson, are you okay?" And they fully 3D modeled the stairs so that they could turn the camera and show him flat on the ground.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
They
That's where he didn't even need-
CGI'd stairs just for that one shot.
Wow.
Even better, they didn't even like make him look like he was part of the scene and like fully there, like 3D.
Mm.
He's
He was
just a
just
PNG
there.
on the floor.
Just a PNG on the CG stairs. Wow. Wow.
It's fucking hilarious, and I see that, and my first thought is, oh look, it's Belle.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, it's basically just get the soundtrack.
Huh?
Get the soundtrack for not you. I'm saying for like advice for
Oh, yeah.
like my thoughts about the about
I was
the
like,
movie.
okay, it would be copyright, but okay.
No. I will say it does the best blend of like the best translation of English and Japanese, like from hearing the Japanese and then hearing the English. They're very similar.
It's always the thing of like you have two options basically of make your own lyrics and have fun with it, and make it still kind of the same message.
Yeah.
Or go the other route of
And do mirror.
like do a full on translation.
Yeah.
And I've seen both. Sometimes it's interesting to see. Like one I thought was interesting was I got to see it was the One Piece opening, the first one. We Are.
Yeah.
I saw obviously there are covers of the original like come aboard and bring along. Like that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
You get the direct translation one and it feels off. It feels so off to hear. Like that It was one guy who he does covers of One Piece all the time, or
Yeah.
like anime all the time.
Yeah.
And when he did that one, he did the direct translation, and I was just sitting there like, huh?
Stop.
What is happening? What?
Stop. Stop. No. Don't. Where's the we are?
It's literally every other song he's done has been perfect, and then there's that one.
Yeah.
And like he was also the one that did the heavy metal cover of like the JoJo opening, End of the World.
Good.
It's fucking great.
Jinsu, which one do you prefer? Like a direct translation or a in the same spirit
If you're doing
translation?
an English cover of the song.
Yeah, doing an English cover of Japanese. Do you prefer it to be like 1-to-1, almost literally exact, or within or like within the realms of English with the same spirit from Japanese?
Just changing a bit.
I think so. Basically, you guys are asking me if the tone and the theme should stay the same, but the language change because like the specific words are different because of
Yeah.
but like the context is still the same.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's what they do generally. I mean, if you can make it rhyme,
we are.
if you can figure it out and make it rhyme in your own language.
Which sounds really difficult.
It is. It is incredibly difficult. Like I've seen the process for some people. It is insane. Of your options are either directly translate it and try to make it sound as smooth as possible, or go in and get the same vibe but with a different language.
Yeah.
I feel like if you understand both languages to a certain degree, like on a
There's
on
a simplified
on
version.
a literal level and on a
musically.
no, and on a like fuck, what's the word? You know how there's like proper English and then there's like the slang that we use.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, like, the-
culturally.
Yeah, culture language. So I think if you can understand a language both like academically and culturally, then I feel like doing this kind of stuff with music is just
I'm pretty sure they're rare and they get paid a lot.
yeah.
At least they should be.
Yeah. Learning another language is really smart and
Yeah.
good for you.
I
You
really
should do
should.
that.
Yeah, I should do that. But it would be German.
It's fine.
Yes.
Very, very mechanical language.
It's very cut and dry.
Yeah.
But just
I was
so
gonna say, like, I remember one time talking to somebody who was speaking a different language, and English was not their first language, so they were having some trouble. And I remember one time like using a phrase that I've heard a million times, and while talking, and their reaction, holy shit, of just like, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, holy shit. I'm sorry. You feel so bad when that happens, of just like talking to somebody and then you accidentally use some slang and they're I don't know what that means.
I get very intrigued
It was-
actually,
it
because
was
like I
just
go like, okay, so you know like this word, right?
Yeah.
And then so I'd like
Yeah,
start
you
branching
start,
off
start
toward.
explaining it to them.
Yeah.
I think
Like I was joking with them of like, fitting, right? And they had no idea what the fuck fitting right meant. And it's like, I'm sorry that it doesn't fit you right. It's like,
No, I'd
funny.
love it so much. So I would literally just be like, so you know how it's like when something is the same, right? Like it's like they're exactly the same, and they go, yeah. And I'm like, it's kind of in that sort of vein where it's like it's something that rhymes. It's exactly how it is on the other side. So
for me it's
Crazy.
it's when I understand the other language too. And like, I
Oh,
understand like their version of the slang too, and I just like, what do they mean when they say cherry? Boba. That's boobs.
yeah.
Because the Chinese are like Mandarin slang for boobs is boba.
great.
And it's really, I only found this out because some chick made a video about like, why do you call them boba? This is tapioca pearls. Like, shut up.
Son, I'm trying to understand your phrasing and your
What
What
does
is
hit the gritty?
What
Well,
is
yeah.
what is bussy?
Ah,
What does that mean?
What are titties?
Asshole.
What are titties?
Why are you saying you want to bounce on bussy hard?
7 days. 7
Don't
days.
worry about it, Dad.
7 days, I'm killing myself.
7 days the father figures out what he means.
7 days of father figures would not prepare what you just stated.
Or it's like those jokes you see online of just like when your parent accidentally uses slang that they don't understand, and you're just sitting there like, no.
Oh no! It's when you've accidentally used personality 7 with your parents, and you're like, ah! Oh no!
Ah, shit.
I accidentally said
Oh no! Now I entered a 30-minute cutscene about a lecture.
I accidentally said no cap in front of them.
I want to mention this now of like my biggest problem with this plot. Okay.
Back to Belle.
Yeah, because I got the chance now of my biggest problem with the plot. I will say is the quick tone shift that happens when it comes to the moment she discovers who the beast is.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, that's my only thought of it. I'm just
Explain.
Because it like,
okay. Here, I'll explain this.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. Of like, it's presented as Beauty and the Beast, which is a love story, and the way they present it is key Beauty and the Beast.
she has an intrigue.
Everything is directly what Beauty and the Beast is.
She has
is a love story.
Yeah, she has an intrigue that matches Belle's interest in the beast, and when Belle is actively trying to figure out who the beast is, you could easily wager that it is in a loving way, a loving manner. But when it's finally revealed, as soon as what happens, that
Beauty and the Beast, the entire point of that is like, I want to learn more of you and then slowly develop this relationship.
Yeah.
This one is that. And then what happens the moment she discovers? Oh, he's an abused 14-year-old.
also too young.
What?
Like, isn't she like 16, 17?
I think she's like 16. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what the fuck their ages are.
I asked, okay?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Not to be mean to you. It's like, okay. Well, then there's a scene at the end, and you know what I mean when I say like I saw that and I was like, what are we supposed to think?
And then after finding out who he is, how he's a younger abused kid, she turns into
mom.
she turns into this like protective figure for them as she goes and finds them and quote unquote rescues them, because we don't really see what happens afterwards. She doesn't even call the police or get the police on them or on
She
his.
quote unquote saves them, and even in that moment where she saves them, they're like hovering their heads next to each other in the same way that you see in every other anime.
It's where it's
meant
the
to
shot.
show a relationship.
It's the shot that keeps getting made fun of now, when it's like when you see them from the perspective, you have the top down from the forehead perspective, and their face is just.
Yeah, and they have that shot, and so you're sitting there like, okay, this is another point for me of what the hell, because you see that, and your first thought is, okay, is she ending up with the boy that she liked earlier, or is she now ending up with random abused kid that she saved?
The one that wasn't set up properly to be her love interest, but is kind of her
the
love
interest stuff doesn't matter, and the movie's over. Okay.
It does the old timey movie thing where it just ends.
I'm sure she ended up with the guy that she liked, but at the same time, it just had a weird energy to it, of just like, I saved that kid. How you doing?
None of that's conveyed though. It's like none of it's like all of the stuff they set up isn't like, what's the word?
It doesn't.
They're not followed through. Yeah, they're not followed through.
Doesn't pay off. Yeah.
Everything's set up,
Payoff.
but not paid off, and it's like really, really awkward, and it's really hard to follow this movie.
And you're sitting there with the checkbook in hand, and just like, wait, what?
It's basically the movie's all good, like average movie, and then the third act kills it.
It does.
That's my thought.
The momentum, but the momentum wasn't fast at all. Like, this isn't really a fast-paced movie, but then right in the third act, it kind of tries to become a fast-paced, like, oh my god, intense. Oh my god, can they do it in time? Oh my god, like that sort of thing. But it doesn't match the rest of the movie. It's so slow at the beginning that it just, when the third act intensity ramps up, you're more confused at why the tone went in that direction instead of the way that it should have been. It should have been more of like Your Name, where it's like we're seeing both of them and both of their lives, and it's being set up. And
I hate to say that it's because of the fact that Beauty and the Beast exists that this is hurt a lot.
yeah,
Because Beauty and the Beast is such a good movie that you compare it. And so it's like everything that Beauty and the Beast did right.
best.
Sorry, I'm joking.
You're dying? Oh, it's time! Jitsu, it's time. He's
Okay.
dying.
Everything that Beauty and the Beast did right, this did wrong. Like, and I hate to say, one example is animation of like, oh, there's such beautiful scenes. Yeah, scenes. Not
CG went down after Beauty and the Beast. That one shot in the ballroom, and then CG.
Actually, the fact that Beauty and the Beast handled CGI better than this movie that came out a couple years ago. Yeah. It's kind of bad.
It's crazy.
Wait, no, not a couple years ago. It came out like what, last year?
You said 2019.
That was a joke. Like
Okay. I was going off of that.
Yeah, final rating for this movie is
21.
4 out of 10. It looks pretty. But
Four,
that's
but the music brings it up to a 5.
Came out in 21, so it's 2 years.
It looks good, so that's 2, and it has good music, so that's another 2.
Ah.
So that's it.
Okay. All right. I see.
Nothing else-
all right. I see.
Nothing
All
else
right.
made sense. Nothing shocked me. Nothing hooked me.
Nothing stays with you afterwards.
I wasn't glued to my eyes weren't glued to the screen. I couldn't really be interested in anything.
I
I saw the main character and was like, this is the same main character from the last 3 movies.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like halfway through the movie, my first thought was just, man, I want to watch the ballroom scene again. Like I was just in there. I want to watch the ballroom scene from the actual movie again.
Is it a bad thing to say I've seen the Kingdom Hearts version of Beauty and the Beast more than the actual movie?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda, like a lot. Like PS2 graphic version of the scene, I don't think carries as well.
I mean, it worked for me. It was on a CRT TV.
CRT. Trust me, guys, it's fine. It's fine. It's CRT TV.
I know it doesn't technically need that in order for the graphics to be proper, but who's counting?
I was like, I gotta know what the audio is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this movie, it's okay at best.
It's definitely it kind of makes you laugh when all of the marketing and stuff whenever an anime movie like this comes out and it tries to treat its story as like the most important thing ever.
It just had a lot of weird tangents.
It makes me laugh a lot whenever that happens, when it's just like this story, the next big thing and all that kind of shit, and it's just like, and now afterwards, like seeing it a couple times, just being like, it didn't deserve all that.
It wasn't blown up too much. I just remember one of the content creators I was watching mentioned like, "This is actually really good English dub," is what he was saying.
The translation,
and like I thought, oh, that's really cool. Let me check it out. And music was pretty good. And I was like, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so, see that
this is the
first and second time in English, it was all good. And then after that, you start to notice details of just like, man,
this has the exact opposite effect of what happened, because it was around this time with Belle that I did that the thing happened with Chainsaw Man, where I got really sucked into Chainsaw Man, where like I got really anticipated for it and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like now at the tail end of it finally being like done and Chainsaw Man getting a season 2 eventually, I'm surprised to see Chainsaw Man being the one that comes out on top. But like surprised with like my prediction of what it was going to be, like which one I was going to like more, but then afterwards, after experiencing both of them and being like, yeah, no, Chainsaw Man, that's the one that wins every time.
Yeah,
like I've rewatched Chainsaw Man 3 times, the first season.
Yes.
So, and I'm gonna watch it a 4th time when we have an actual release date for the next season.
Oh yeah.
Do you really need to do that though?
Why shouldn't I?
Why should you?
Because I enjoy it.
No,
And
he's he's on a binge of rewatching a lot of shows.
I stopped.
He's
Okay,
rewatched Overlord so many times.
I'm on 5, but
rewatched it 5 times.
Yes.
What? Holy shit!
okay. I didn't finish my statement that I told you before that about Godzilla Singular Point, how it was so dumb that I had to stop watching, and you know what I started watching because of it?
What?
Death Note. Ah! It's also Jinsu. I mainly rewatch things because it's like I mainly rewatch them with enough time in between watching, so it's like I remember the main story, but it's still like I know what happens. And it's very much like it's a very comfort sort of setting that after I've experienced it for the first time, it's definitely a much more enjoyable rewatch. That's why I like doing that. Why I like rewatching them. And
So when are you
and certain
rewatching-
shows,
When you're
certain
rewatching
shows,
original Bleach.
certain shows definitely are outliers that I rewatch them more than twice.
Overlord.
Yeah, there's definitely certain elements that I definitely appreciate a lot more and therefore want to experience more.
What's her name? The
Albedo?
Albedo. He does it for Albedo.
Yes.
It's 99% Albedo. The other 1% is Einzulga.
Is Eins.
It's like it's the 99% compared to Chris Guerrero.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, so that was I think that was a nice.
I feel bad because it's like once
It-
again,
like-
you know, like we're all excited, like, oh, we got this movie, let's fucking do this. And
I
then,
think it's more like the funny thing about Belle is that you have more enjoyment talking about Belle than watching Belle.
yeah. Of like it was like I was so hyped of like, oh man, this is gonna be cool, like go in and we get to actually talk about Belle and our thoughts of like how nice it is, and it's like
Wait a
it's
minute.
a pretty movie, but it focuses too much on being pretty instead of actually developing a story.
And this time that we watched it was our
It's like some girls developing their looks more than their personality.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Have I just been shot? Maybe.
Probably eventually when I release this, yes. But
I might get shot for that. Yeah.
it was shit. When we were rewatching it again with a more critical, like we have to make sure we know what's happening and we have to make sure, like for this video, to form an opinion about the movie, it definitely didn't hold up as well as when we were watching it for pure enjoyment. And that's a weird thing too. When a movie doesn't hold up when you look at it through a critic's eye, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My question is, if this kind of world existed,
No.
would you? Okay, not okay. It's a lot more accessible and not microwave sword art online kill you sort of situation. Would you? What is something that's in this VR world type of setting would you do the most? Like I already know Jinzi's answer. He would definitely do the fighting tournaments.
Say again. What?
Like in the VR world, like in the
No Jinsu
the ever expansive options and all that kind of stuff, like the main cores of quote unquote entertainment that is consumed in this VR world, and one of the main things being fighting that was not really showed off in the movie but talked about a lot, that there was fighting like tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it feels like this movie should have been like a setup movie
Yeah.
for another movie.
Yeah.
And like that movie was about all the things they talked about in this movie.
That would have made more sense, yeah. But yeah,
I gotta say-
so it's like the fighting stuff. Is there like a living in space, like in space, like a certain like basically what VR experience do you think with limitless capability would you have been willing to do?
I'm very quick to making a guess of what would happen if Jinzu were in this world. He'd be really good at the combat system, and then IP cannon.
What?
I don't know what that is.
The fucking Dox cannon.
Oh, he'd be
He would get Dox cannoned all because he was too good.
well. That is what happened to
You're
the
too good
to
at
Dragon.
combos. You're getting Dox cannoned.
Fucking bitches, man.
Yeah, no, you'd abandon
Going
the
back
game
to Melee.
so fast. Why? Because he won 36 matches in a row. What a monster.
Banned for hacking.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, honestly. And it's like, yeah, no, dude.
It's like the vote to kick.
In actuality, this game wouldn't last a week.
It really would.
But also,
But what
for
is
us three?
Yeah.
If we were to go into that world and like try out the VR, we'd fuck around for maybe an hour, get banned for no fucking reason.
for hitting the mic?
We'd get banned for random shit like maybe
I
one of us
started
said a bad word. No, one of us said a bad word.
It would be you.
Not super bad, but a bad word. Like all I said was shit.
Yeah, shit.
And somebody said, "This is a place for children as well. You're perma-banned."
But we're in the bar.
But we're in the adult section.
That's a child serving you.
What? Wait, what? You know what I would be
This
banned
game
for?
would be shit.
You know what I would be banned for? Starting a clan.
Colt. The word is Colt.
Tomato potato.
No, the other word you can't use because of a certain other clan.
Yeah. I would try and take over territory. Let's start a gang.
Start a warring gang. But no, dude, we'd be banned so quickly from this game, or we would give up after like an hour of
It's
fucking
also
around.
the
It would
utopia.
be, in actuality, this would not be an actual utopia. It would be VR. What's it called? VR chat. It would be VR chat.
But with a lot less restrictions.
so many less. That's the thing. This is like such a weird. What were people doing in this world?
Just flying around, giving their opinions. That's all we saw.
Why is it that Oz did it better? Like Summer Wars Oz,
That they gave like
people had work.
Yeah, that you worked
Like you
in
could
it,
work in there and earn money.
data management and all that kind of stuff. Input.
You could like the fact that at the end of the movie it ends with a card game that you're able to initiate with somebody.
In game that has in the world that actually has rules and shit.
That's insane. That a movie that came out in like 2005,
Made by the same people.
made by the same people, did a VR world
better.
All right. With fewer examples, mind you.
All right, what's next, Duke?
I'm gonna probably give you guys part 1 of something.
Something.
Well, mind you, what basically is supposed to come after this in order is we've recorded the part 1s for them. We've got get to basically announce this here of we've got Ghost Stories coming up.
Yeah.
We've got Afro Samurai coming up.
Ooh.
We got a Ghibli.
Oh yeah. That's the next movie. Yeah.
So what I can do is I can give you part 1 of what's supposed to come out after.
Give a tease.
Afro Samurai.
Give a tease. We don't need a part 1. We need a tease.
I'm definitely gonna make a part 1. But,
No, tease.
So
Tease me!
to give a tease for this.
To stop teasing me.
The manga was better.
Jinzu, is that any way simple for you?
That's the case with like every anime. You dumbass.
Exactly.
No, you'll see when I talk about this one. You'll see.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and we'll catch you next time. Anything to add, Jinsu?
To answer your question from 5 minutes ago, man.
Oh, God!
If I were to make my own VR world, I would have let people build stuff. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, Minecraft. Bye-bye. If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our linktree at linktr.ee/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.